We start tonight with Baptist Health in Fort Smith. Announced today it will shut down its labor and delivery and obstetric services next month. It's a move that's expected to impact about 40 employees and, of course, many local families. Hospital leaders say that decision was not made lightly, and it's meant to preserve the hospital's long-term sustainability. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer spoke with an expecting mother who's now forced to make other plans, and a doula who says the impact could go even further.
Zoe Thompson brought her daughter into the world at Baptist Health 4 years ago.
I got Wendy's, and then we took a picture right here by the sign, and then I went and had my baby.
She's now 20 weeks pregnant and was planning to do the same in August.
You know, it seems like such a small thing, but it's just kind of sad that I won't be able to do that anymore.
After finding out about the closure Monday, she immediately switched doctors, but is now navigating even more uncertainty during her pregnancy.
Having a child in general is scary enough, kind of freaking out, to be honest.
Baptist Health says the decision comes after a sharp drop in births from about 92 a month to around 20, along with rising costs for specialized care. Doula Nicole Fletcher says the state is already facing a maternal health crisis.
Families that need access to obstetrics and OB care, labor and delivery facilities, are very far.
She says losing services like this can have a ripple effect across the entire healthcare system.
It's going to create a hole, and I think it will create a lot of fear. I think it creates more risky birth circumstances.
And she says the state needs to continue prioritizing expecting mothers and keep looking for other resources.
Are there midwives? Is this patient or this woman a low-risk woman that could deliver outside of the hospital? Is Arkansas going to consider birth centers?
For Zoe, she says she's looking for a safe delivery and maybe a Wendy's tradition after all.
I want a doctor, and I want to be able to have this baby and it be okay.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
Baptist Health says it's working with patients to avoid gaps in care. And Mercy, the only other major hospital in the area, told us last week it plans to host job fairs and expand recruiter office hours for those impacted. Let's turn to the first look at the forecast tonight with Chief Meteorologist Scott Covert. And Scott, a lot of us are seeing quite a bit of smoke across the area.
My word, a lot of smoke moving into the area. What's all that about? Well, we talked a lot about that at the 6 o'clock newscast. There were 2 major prescribed burns. One was in Scott County west of Waldron, about 2,000 acres involved. There was another one with about 5,000 acres involved around the Odin, Arkansas community. That's in Montgomery County. Strong south winds, I know you felt those today, pushed all that smoke across almost all of the River Valley and northwest Arkansas. And where we're at right now at the 10 o'clock hour, we actually have some unhealthy air quality across most of northwest Arkansas. It's gotten a little bit better, still in the moderate category elsewhere. I think it'll get better overnight. We'll have to see if there are not more controlled burns tomorrow. It's going to be a mild and windy day, much like today. The only difference you can expect tomorrow, a few more clouds in the sky, not as much sunshine, certainly still going to be warm. Those winds gusting at times up to 30 or so miles per hour. As we look ahead, rain is going to return. There's really 2 good opportunities for us. It does come with a low chance of some storms. We'll track that, and we've also talk about how this impacts our Easter weekend festivities. That's all in your 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Scott. Well, we first told you about this tonight at 6. A special education teacher at Upper Lane Elementary in Fort Smith was arrested and has been charged with 3rd-degree battery. Laura McLeod was arrested by school district police and later booked into Sebastian County Detention Center. She's since bonded out and will be back in court on Thursday. The school district did not comment on the arrest, but we did obtain a message that was sent to Upper Lane families today. It says in part, "While we cannot comment on personnel matters, we always thoroughly investigate all allegations and determine next steps based on the results of the investigation. Until the investigation is concluded, any individuals involved will not return to the classroom." We're working to learn more about the allegations, and we'll keep you updated with any new information on air and on our website, 5newsonline.com. Well, new charges were filed today against former Northwest Arkansas psychiatrist Brian Hyatt. He and 7 others at the Northwest Medical Center in Springdale are accused of kidnapping patients. This is the latest development in the cases against Hyatt, which includes more than 200 civil lawsuits and a separate state fraud investigation. The new federal indictment alleges Hyatt and several staff members conspired for years to unlawfully hold patients inside the behavioral health unit at Northwest Medical. Federal prosecutors say Patients were kept through threats and the use of powerful medications as chemical restraints, even when it wasn't medically necessary. It was all done, they say, to bill Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance programs at higher rates. Aaron Cash, an attorney representing several alleged victims in the civil lawsuits, is urging anyone with any information in these cases to report it.
Potentially there are people that have been victims of this situation that have not come forward yet. I would encourage you to go ahead and come forward. Even if you don't have a claim or don't want to make a claim, you may have information that is helpful.
We have reached out to Northwest Medical for comment and did not hear back tonight. The Hyatt and the other defendants are scheduled to be arraigned on Wednesday. Tonight, a Pecola mother says her grief continues even after the man involved in her son's 2023 murder took a plea deal. But she tells 5 News reporter Jada Daniels she's working to keep his memory alive.
Heidi Richardson's son Barry was killed in 2023, and ever since then, it's been a journey for Richardson, one that's been filled with pain and more recently, a little bit of peace. Back in 2024, Tariq Eastling was one of the men identified as a suspect in Richardson's murder. He was arrested in Indiana after a search lasting more than a year. Now he's serving a 20-year prison sentence after pleading guilty to second-degree murder last week. With the case now behind her, Heidi Richardson says her focus is on honoring her son's passion, music. And even after his death, it's the one way she feels connected to him.
I mean, I miss him a lot, every day. And that's not going to change, but I just keep his memories, and I'm able to listen to his music and know that I'm going to see him again one day.
Now Heidi is working on finishing his album that he never got to release, a way to keep his dream and his memory alive. Jada Daniels, 5 News.
Thank you, Jada. Meanwhile, a man accused of killing his twin sister and her child has been extradited back to Leflore County. Grant Wilson was arrested by police in Monroe County, Georgia. Police confirmed he was back in Oklahoma today. They say they found Gabrielle Wilson and her 17-month-old child dead in their Poteau home on March 21st. They say Grant Wilson's car was seen on surveillance footage showing up to the house that day and leaving after 4 minutes. No date has yet been set for an arraignment. In Benton County, a man has been arrested in connection with a motorcycle crash that killed 2 people last week. ASP says Jose Gomez is charged with negligent homicide and DWI. They say he failed to yield to traffic and hit a motorcycle. Michael and Frida Cordes of Rogers were the 2 passengers on that motorcycle. This happened on Highway 62 in Avoca last Thursday. Gomez has also been placed on an immigration hold and has an active felony warrant out of California. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin was in Fayetteville today bringing another training on the dangers of opioids to students at the University of Arkansas. The U of A in Fayetteville is one of 11 schools that's part of the One Pill Can Kill program. The AG's office supplies those schools with fentanyl harm prevention kits and Narcan vending machines. The program started 3 years ago, and AG Griffin says it's led to a 54% reduction in opioid overdoses.
There are numerous stories out there. And there are instances in this where students and young people have had Narcan with them, and they needed it to save a life. So I mean, this is real, and it's having an impact.
Griffin says funding for the program comes from past settlements with opioid companies. The state was estimated to receive more than $44 million in last year's settlement with the makers of OxyContin. Well, happening tomorrow in Arkansas, runoff elections in several key races will be concluding. In Washington County, there was a 2-fold increase in early voter turnout from the last runoff election. Voters there are deciding on the county judge race. Patrick Deakins is up against Tim Shepard for the Republican nomination. Meanwhile, Madison County voters are weighing in on 3 races: county judge, county sheriff, and a local constable race. Voters in parts of the River Valley will narrow down the candidate pool in 2 House district races. 46's race was separated by 1 vote in the general primary earlier this month. Voters will also decide who the Republican nominee is for Secretary of State. We'll have those results tomorrow night on air. You can see where you can cast your ballot tomorrow by texting the word VOTE to the number you see on your screen, 479-785-5000. Just text the word VOTE to that number, and we'll send you back a link to our runoff election guide. Well, tomorrow night at Fayetteville City Council, leaders are going to consider a rule change to allow the downtown farmers market to expand. According to a memo on tomorrow's agenda, the market would expand out of the square half a block east along Mountain Street. It would also change when it runs. Currently, it's from April to Thanksgiving. If it's changed, it would be from March till Christmas. Alcohol also could be coming to the farmers market as well. City staff has recommended approval of the ordinance. Tomorrow's just an agenda session, so no action besides putting it on the next meeting could be taken.